All right, y'all. Let me just say this from the jump. If you found this, you didn't really find it. It found you. This is one of those videos that shows up when you're not even looking for it. You were probably just scrolling, half present, and then boom, here it is. That's how spirit works. Not loud, not flashy, just precise. This message, it's not random. It's right on time. You'll hear this when you're finally ready to stop pretending. Pretending that you're okay. Pretending the old life still fits. Pretending you don't feel something deeper pulling at you. Because the truth is, your soul is done bargaining with outdated versions of you, and the ones that helped you survive, yes, but can't come with you into what's next. Spirit's been saying this to me for days now, and I kept trying to wait, wait until I had time, wait until it made more sense. But tonight, it hit different, heavy in the chest, breath tight, words flowing. I couldn't shake it. You ever feel that? Like spirit just will not let you rest until the message comes through? Yeah, that's what this is. So I sat down. No cards, no face, no fancy tools, just me, my energy, and the words I've been asked to share. This message is for the ones who have been holding it all together, the ones who are strong but silent, present but exhausted. If that's you, you're not alone, and you're not crazy. This isn't just a reading, this is a soul checkpoint, a spiritual mirror, that space where you can finally pause and ask yourself, what am I still carrying that no longer belongs to me? If your heart's beating a little faster, if you're already feeling emotional and you don't know why, if you're hearing this and something inside you says, this is about me, then yeah, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You didn't find this message because you're broken. You found it because you're ready to rise. And that's not always pretty. That's not always loud. Spirit is showing me someone who's been walking around in a version of themselves that feels outdated, too tight, too small, like wearing clothes that no longer fit, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. But you've kept going anyway. You've adjusted, folded yourself up to make room for others, smiled through what's been breaking you. But that's what I'm hearing. That's what Spirit's telling me. It's time to release the version of you that you built in survival, that armor you wear. It's not protection anymore, it's weight. And baby, it's time to put it down. If any of this is resonating, and I know for some of y'all it is, do me a favor. Press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and type this in the comments so you can lock it in spiritually. I'm ready to change everything. Say it, claim it, seal it. Because even if you're scared, even if you don't know what the next step looks like, you're already shifting. You're already rising. You're already becoming someone you've never been, but always were. And now, Spirit has given me 8 messages, Rito Vibrasoins, 8 pieces of something bigger. They didn't come through in full sentences. They came in fragments, hints, echoes, because some things, you don't just hear them, you feel them. So let's tune in. Let's connect the dots. Let's get into them one by one. Message 1. Glass cracking. Let me explain what this means. I keep seeing this image. It's someone standing inside a glass box, not a prison, not at first. It used to feel safe, familiar, like it gave you just enough space to breathe, to see, to function. But now the air feels tight, the lights dim, and the glass, it's starting to crack. Spirit's been repeating this message to me over and over again. The container you built to survive, it can't hold you anymore. You built that box to protect yourself, the boundaries, the beliefs, the identity. It all served a purpose. It kept you grounded when everything around you felt unstable. You needed that. There's no shame in that. But what Spirit is telling me now is that the survival version of you is being retired. The shell you created has expired. You're not breaking down. You're breaking out. You've outgrown the trauma stories, the self-limiting thoughts, the quiet compromises you made just to keep things okay. You've outgrown people-pleasing. You've outgrown shrinking to be digestible. You've even outgrown the idea that you're only worthy when you're struggling. And here's the truth Spirit keeps repeating. Growth feels like breaking before it looks like becoming. If I were holding a card right now, I'd be pulling the tower. Not because everything's crumbling in a bad way, but because the foundation you built your life on isn't aligned anymore. That's not punishment. It's alignment. You're not fragile. It's the version of you that was built on fear that's breaking. And it needs to. What I'm hearing, what I'm really feeling in my chest is that this isn't just a change. It's a rebirth, a cracking open, that old self. The one that survived by staying silent, by staying small, by staying guarded, it's shedding now. And the sound of the glass cracking, that's the sound of your spirit waking up. Spirit told me this clearly. The shell is supposed to break. That's how the soul gets out. So if you've been feeling off, if things around you are falling apart or no longer making sense, if relationships are shifting or ending altogether, it's not you losing control. It's Spirit making space for what you've been praying for, even if you don't fully realize it yet. You're not crazy for feeling restless. You're not selfish for wanting more. You're not dramatic for saying no to what no longer feels right. You're evolving. And evolution always costs comfort. Yes, some people around you won't understand. They'll say you've changed, and they'll mean it like it's a bad thing. But that's the job of growth. to disrupt what no longer serves you, to call you higher, to make the old version of you impossible to return to. You're not fragile, you're not falling apart, you're a soul that's getting too big for the shell it's lived in. So let it crack. Let the old beliefs shatter, let the container fall away. Because underneath all of that is someone real, someone whole, someone ready. And if this is resonating with you, if you've been hearing the glass crack in your own life, just know it's not destruction, it's release. The version of you that's being born through this isn't here to survive anymore, they're here to thrive. This is only the beginning. Message 2. Closed doors, heavy ones. Spirit has been saying this one loud, but quiet, if that makes sense. It's that kind of message that comes in soft at first, but then won't leave you alone. You keep replaying a moment, a person, an opportunity, something that looked like a beginning but turned into a silence, a no, a block. And you've been wondering, was it me? Did I mess that up? Was that supposed to be my thing? But what I'm hearing so clearly right now is this. That wasn't rejection. That was redirection. And I need to say this exactly how Spirit gave it to me. That door didn't close on you. Spirit closed it for you. If I were holding a card right now, I'd probably pull the 8 of Cups or maybe even the World Reverse. This isn't about failure, it's about completion. Something ended because it had to, not because you were weak, but because you're being prepared for something stronger. And yeah, I know some of those doors were beautiful, shiny, promising. They looked like love, like success, like your big break. But what I'm hearing is that they were distractions dressed up as opportunities. Spirit said, you didn't lose your shot, you lost your sabotage. Take that in for a second, and because when we're in a place of deep healing, sometimes we still crave what once fed our wounds. And Spirit, in all that infinite grace and protection, had to take it away before it could delay you any longer. That ghosting, protection, that contract falling through. Protection, that person pulling away the moment you started to shine a little too bright. Protection, you didn't lose anything real. You lost what would have kept you small. What would have kept you second-guessing yourself? What would have made you settle? Spirit is saying now that closed door saved your future self. And one day soon, you're going to thank the version of you who let it stay shut. So if you've been standing at that closed door, knocking, waiting, crying, trying to figure out how to make it open again, it's time to turn around. And what's meant for you is not behind a locked door. It's already being built on the path ahead. Let it go and keep walking. Message 3. Fog lifting. Not all of it. Spirit's been saying this to me in a whisper. Not loud, but steady. You're seeing clearer now. Not everything, but something. And that something is enough. It's like you're standing in the middle of a foggy road, and for the first time in a while, you can finally make out the first few feet in front of you. Not the full picture, not the destination, but just enough to move, just enough to trust, just enough to breathe. And I get it. I really do. You want answers, you want the plan laid out. You want Spirit to send you the coordinates, the map, the full timeline. But what I'm hearing loud and clear right now is you don't need the map. You need momentum. Spirit isn't withholding clarity to punish you. It's being intentional. You've been given exactly what you're meant to know for this moment. Not more, not less. Just enough to take the next step. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull the moon. Mysterious, shadowy, and deeply spiritual. The path is real, even if it's hidden. And just like the moon, what you see in front of you might feel uncertain. But it's also sacred. Like you're not in the dark anymore, but you're not fully in the light either. You're somewhere in between, and that's okay. This space, this foggy middle, is where obedience lives, where faith is built, where Spirit watches to see, will you move without all the answers? You don't need to know how it ends to start. Like you just need to trust that what's meant for you will never require full visibility, only full surrender. Because here's what I'm hearing now. Spirit says, you want certainty, I want commitment. So take the step, then the next one. And then watch the way the fog starts to part with every decision you make in faith. The path is alive, and it responds to your movement. Your clarity, it's coming. But for now, your job is simple. Move in the direction of truth. Even if you can only see 5 feet ahead, that's more than enough. Message 4. Pulse, but not yours. Phew. Yeah. This one's going to hit somebody deep. Spirit's been pressing this message on me, like gently at first, and now it's coming in loud. Because some of y'all, you've been moving, yes. You've been doing, showing up, surviving. But the rhythm you're keeping, it's not even yours. You've been living on borrowed time, borrowed energy, borrowed rhythm. And what I'm hearing right now is this. You've been syncing your soul to someone else's schedule. You've been waking up to expectations that were never yours. Following routines that drain you. Saying yes to things that feel heavy. Keeping up with lives that don't even reflect what you truly value. And listen, it's not your fault. Sometimes we fall into someone else's timing without even realizing it. Maybe you adjusted your pace to keep someone around, or maybe you dimmed your rhythm to not make others uncomfortable. Maybe you just stopped listening to yourself because the noise got too loud. But Spirit is saying, it's time to unplug. Unplug from the timelines they set for you. Unplug from the metrics they gave you. Unplug from the pressure to keep performing. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull the Four of Swords: stillness, rest, recovery. A pause that's not lazy, but holy. Because what you need right now is not more action. It's alignment. I'm getting this energy of someone who's been running a race with no finish line. You've been burning energy for everyone else's vision, everyone else's plan. And Spirit is like, breathe, come back to your own heartbeat. This message is about sovereignty. It's about remembering your original rhythm, your internal pace, the tempo of your truth. And baby, it's been a long time. You don't have to keep forcing yourself to move like them. You don't have to keep proving you can keep up. You're not behind, you're just misaligned. So pause, close your eyes, put your hand on your chest. Feel that? That's your pulse, and that's where your power lives. Come home to it. Message 5, ashes, still warm. This one, phew. This one is for the ones who moved on but never really let go. Spirit's been saying this all day, soft but persistent. You left the fire, but you never grieved the burn. You're walking around with pieces of something that already ended, but energetically, emotionally, spiritually, you're still standing in the smoke, still holding your breath around the wreckage, still trying to convince yourself that you're fine. Just because it's over, but it's not over. Not for your nervous system, not for your inner child, not for the part of you that loved or lost or broke wide open. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull the Five of Cups, sorrow, reflection, that quiet mourning nobody sees because you've learned to cry behind strength. But here's what I'm hearing, and Spirit is saying this with love, not shame. Stop pretending you're healed just because you've moved on. You don't owe anyone your perfection. You don't have to perform closure. You don't need to explain your sadness to anyone who only wants the highlight reel. This message is an invitation to mourn, to finally grieve what hurt you. Not because you're weak, but because you deserve peace. Because unprocessed grief, it lingers, it builds, it becomes heavy. And you start dragging it from chapter to chapter like a weight you forgot how to name. Spirit is saying that heartbreak deserved a funeral, that disappointment deserves space, that version of you who suffered, they deserved a goodbye. You can't keep pretending the ashes are gone just because the fire's out. They're still warm, still carrying the scent of what you didn't say, still holding the silence of what you buried instead of releasing. And here's the truth. Unfinished grief is still bondage, and Spirit wants you free. So let it rise, let it break, let it release. Cry if you need to. Write the letter, burn the journal page. Grieve fully so you can live freely. This isn't weakness. It's sacred, it's necessary, it's healing. Message 6, quiet but not empty. This one, millimeters. This one feels tender. Spirit's been saying this to me all day. And honestly, I feel like someone really needs to hear it like right now. You've mistaken silence for abandonment. You've been in a quiet season, a still season. No loud signs, no clear direction, no confirmation coming the way you're used to. And it's been messing with your head a little. Like, God, did you forget me? Am I doing something wrong? Why does it feel like nothing is moving? But Spirit is telling me, and I mean this with everything in me, you're not being ignored, you're being held. This silence, it's not empty. It's sacred, it's protective, it's intentional. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull the Hermit. Not as loneliness, but as divine preparation. Because what I'm hearing is this. Your next identity is being stitched together in the quiet. You're being rewritten, rewired. Spirit has you in a cocoon. And like any transformation, it requires isolation. Not rejection, not punishment, just stillness. Because here's what most people won't tell you. And sometimes growth looks like nothing. No movement, no signs, no breakthroughs. Just you. In the pause. But what I'm hearing is that the pause isn't punishment, it's a womb. Something is being created in you that requires silence because noise would distract it, too much attention would dilute it, and premature exposure would delay it. So let the stillness finish its work. Let it settle, let it shape you. Let it remind you that you were never meant to hustle your way into healing. And listen, when the noise returns, because it will, you're not even going to recognize who you've become. And that's how much is happening behind the veil. That's how deep this shift is. So don't rush the quiet, don't resist the silence. You're not being left behind, you're being rebuilt. Message 7, new name, not yet spoken. Yeah, This one came in strong. I felt it the second it dropped in. Not like a whisper, but like a presence, like something Spirit wanted to say with a little more weight than usual. And the message is this: there's a version of you that hasn't even been named yet. You've been shifting quietly, haven't you? Evolving in ways even you don't fully have words for. Not chasing success, but chasing truth. Chasing the parts of you that were always there but kept getting buried under expectation, survival, and roles you never really chose. What I'm hearing is that this season isn't about upgrading titles or aesthetics. It's about uncovering identity. You're not just becoming more confident, you're becoming more you. And the wild part? You haven't even met all the pieces of you yet. You're still unfolding, still unlocking. Spirit showed me this image. You walking into rooms where the old introductions don't fit anymore, and people may try to name you based on who they remember. But that name, that version, it's outdated. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull Judgment. Not for reckoning, but for rebirth. You're not being exposed, you're being revealed. And here's the thing. You're going to walk into spaces that don't know what to do with this new energy. They won't know how to place you. They won't have a name for your glow, your clarity, your depth. But Spirit says, don't shrink back just because they don't know how to label you. You're not meant to be packaged. You're not meant to be figured out. You're not meant to be introduced. You're meant to be felt. So don't waste time trying to explain your evolution to people who only knew you in survival. Let them feel your presence and figure it out on their own time. And your frequency is shifting. Your role is shifting. And the name that fits you now, it's still being written in the spirit. Let it come, let it land. And when it does, wear it boldly, even if no one else has the language for it yet. Message 8. Light, but not the sun. This one, it's soft. Like a whisper you almost miss if you're not listening with your heart. Because some of you, you've been waiting on the breakthrough, the moment, the big shift. You thought when things finally clicked, it would be loud, public, fireworks, maybe even applause. But what Spirit is showing me, it's different. It's not a spotlight, it's a spark. Steady, quiet, sacred. Spirit says, this is not your spotlight season. This is your internal illumination season. If I were holding a card right now, I'd pull the star. Not because you're being seen by the world, but because you're finally seeing yourself. The light you're experiencing right now. It's not flashy. It's not external. It's not for social media or validation. It's subtle. It's soul deep. It's like a candle inside your chest that refuses to go out. Even when the wind howls, even when the night is long, you're glowing from within. And that glow, it's not temporary, it's not situational, it's not because something good happened today or someone said the right thing. It's because you happened, you showed up, you healed something deep, you made peace with a version of yourself that once begged to be seen. And now you're finally seeing you. Spirit's been saying it gently but firmly. You don't need the stage to prove you've arrived. You just need your own reflection to recognize your light. You've become your own source, not dependent, not needy, not chasing. You're not waiting to be chosen anymore. You're already becoming. And while the world may not be clapping yet, may not even be watching, Spirit is. And your glow is echoing in dimensions you can't see. So don't mistake quiet for failure. Don't mistake peace for pause. And don't let the absence of attention convince you that nothing is happening. Because what I'm hearing is this. This light isn't temporary. It's irreversible. You are lit from the inside out. And no one can dim what they didn't ignite. So beloved souls, if this reading found you, I already know. You're not who you were. You're not fully who you're becoming. But you're right on time. Type it in the comments to seal this word in your spirit. I'm ready to change everything. No turning back now. Your name is rising. Your story is shifting. And Spirit is already clearing the way. So breathe deep. Take the step. You didn't find this. It found you. Until next time. Stay silent. Stay sacred. Stay becoming.